Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video. This is Shahir Kasha, and yes, I have finally made my return to making YouTube videos once again after my long awaited break since I left on December 31st, 2024, and now today is April 21st, 2025, which I promised that I'll be coming back in April. And I still did, even though I'm a little late than sooner since I have faced some setbacks, which was quite unfortunate that would hold me back from making videos. But nonetheless, I still ensured myself that I have to remember that I made it clear that I'll be making videos again in April. And now with that month is still right now we're still in that month, though we're nearing towards the end, and we're about to be entering May. I still figured it was still a good time for me to do it before it was too late. So without further ado, I'm not gonna take much of it, guys, this time, since knowing that many of you folks have been patiently waiting for when I'll be returning to YouTube, which I very much appreciate your support and everything throughout this time being. And yeah, I have appreciated it. I wanted to take a moment and express how grateful I am for having you guys supporting me throughout this time. Whether you guys are my fans or sometimes you guys criticize me, or nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. I'm just still happy for where I am right now, and I never really thought I'd make it this far. I don't have any intentions to go for like a million YouTuber with million subscribers or anything. I'm just doing this just because I have my interest and knowing that I want to like make content out of some interest that I really been into, and I figured why not I just express it on the channel really much until then, because I don't know how much time will I have left before moving on in life. With that being said, I'm gonna be showcasing my overall scores I have gotten during my break, ranging from spanning from Beyblade to Hot Wheels to Disney cars. Starting off with Beyblade scores, here's the CX01 Grand Brave S660V. You may be wondering what the heck does that even mean. You don't have to worry too much if you're not really into Beyblades, because I know most of you guys who are watching my channel are more so cars enthusiasts like I am. And yes, I grew up with cars longer than I did with Beyblade, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't care about it. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't acknowledge it. No, I am actually really into Beyblade, and I still am to this very day. I don't care what anyone says about me. It's just really about who I am. So yeah, ZX01 Drain Base S680B. So these CX base actually came out almost a month from now, but I just recently got these like almost a week ago, which was on Friday, the past Friday. So yeah, next up we have Beyblade X CX03 Perseus Dark B680W. This is my favorite CX base so far, for those who are Beyblade fans, if you want to know. I forgot to mention at the back, for those who are not up to the Beyblade, who doesn't watch Beyblade X Beyblade show, this is owned by the main protagonist. And right over here, this is owned by one of the members of the antagonist team for this current season of Beyblade X. And that's gonna wrap it for the Beyblade section. Moving on to the Hot Wheels. Moving on to the Hot Wheels section, we got some of these. I picked up these backpacks since I figured they look quite cool, and since I recently made my return to collecting Hot Wheels again, which was back last year. So I figured, why don't I continue to expand my Hot Wheels collection while I take a step away from collecting the cars, which it was kind of hard for me not to buy the cars, but considering most of the cars that were already on my list were considered to be in need rather than wanting. So yeah, so this one right here, I actually seen this quite a bunch of times last year, but I didn't really pick them up when I wasn't really that much interested. But nowadays I really am into Hot Wheels, so I figured why not I get this pack, even though it's kind of old, but it doesn't really matter. They actually look pretty cool, if I'm gonna admit, if I'm being honest with you. So we have the Hot Wheels Drift. I got this last month. Not a cool one. So yeah, I actually didn't open any I didn't really open much of my hobby or any of my Disney cars sets, so I figured I'd save it for the video itself, which kind of did suck. Anyways, moving on to the signals. I'm just gonna go fast quickly. So we have the Rink Racer, and I got this back in February. We have the Celerio GT. I also got another hobby with these two because I got these on the same day back in February, and I also got Billy Orange Shooter with that. Kudos for that. So, but I just had to open them since I just figured I don't want to wait for that long. I don't know. I could have saved each of them. I don't save each of them, but I just guess I just didn't do it. Next we have this Hot Wheel, Long Block, another nice looking Hot Wheel. Next up we have Slide Burn, another pretty nice looking Hot Wheel. I mean, I can just pretty much get any Hot Wheel I want, whether it's a variant or not. Next up we got the Hako Types D. Next up we got a hauler bag. I actually got this with Hako Type D. I didn't get all these haulers on the same day. I actually just got them on certain days. Next up we got Stock Car. And obviously I got this Hot Wheel because of the fact that we have Cars 3 veterans and stuff, and we consider them stock cars. I figured why not I just get this one too. Kind of screams more to the veteran, like, I don't know, but that's just probably me. Next up we got Nerf Hammer, and I had to pick this one up for the nostalgia reason. I don't really care if it's not the exact same paint job as the Hot Wheel I used to have, but fun fact, Nerf Hammer is actually by far my all-time favorite Hot Wheel, no matter what. I don't know, it just goes hard, not gonna lie. Next up we have the Fix 15 Mazda MX Maya. Up here we have 8A probably. We have the Alpha Pursuit. We also have this Hot Wheel as well, although I did open it since, I mean, it was already quite damaged nonetheless. Well, is it really damaged? Well, yeah, it was quite damaged. Alright, that's gonna conclude the Hot Wheel scores. Moving on to the Disney car section. Alright, the long-awaited scores you guys have been wanting to see for what I got for the Disney car side. Now the time is here. First up we have Ernie Houston, Cars 1. Finally got another Cars 1 racer in hand, even though it's not that long ago since I got it. I mean, I got this back in January, but if you're considering Cars 1 racer wise, I mean, he's not my most recent Cars 1 racer out of my collection. Next up, we got Cars 1 Floor Mover Hood. Now, you may be wondering why did I got another Floor Mover Hood. That's actually because the Floor Mover Hood I've owed has been very much more than a decade. I had like that car for almost 14 years, which is absolutely insane if you were to look back. So honestly, I need to replace it considering how chipped it is. And I remember when I was younger, I removed the rubber tires considering how stupid I was back then. So I figured why not get another one. Another one is, next up we have GRC Carlo Veloso. And fun fact, this is actually my first Carlo Veloso car I've ever got. Why, you may ask? When I was younger, I just never really been a fan of Carlo Veloso. I remember when I was in Walmart, I was walking down the cars aisle where they were selling those Cars 2 merchandise one back in the time when it was like on the trend. I remember seeing Carlo Veloso, but it had this kind of smell which I was just utterly disgusted about. I'm like, what the heck? Why is that smell coming from here? And from that day on, that was like when I just disliked Carlo Veloso. Not only because of that, but I just never been a fan of her. Next up, we have Billy Oil Changer. So that's my most recent Cars 1 racer add to my collection. and we have GRC, Raul Saru. So for those who are wondering, I got all of these. I got all of my Disney card scores from Walmart. The Hot Wheels scores I got have been a mix from Target, Walmart, and Dollar Tree. However, none of the Hot Wheels, however, the Hot Wheels scores I'm showcasing, none of them are from Dollar Tree. The ones I made a community post on, which was about a week ago, I believe. Those were the ones I got from Dollar Tree. So yeah, GRC Racer Real. This is the 6th GRC Racer. Coincidentally, what a way to get him as my 6th GRC Racer, considering he's number 6. Wow. Who would have thought? Alright, moving on to my most recent scores. I mean, Beyblades were also my recent scores, but I got them almost a week ago. But they're still very new. Now we're moving on to the ones that I've been looking for, and I never thought I actually would end up getting these, but I just couldn't complain, and I couldn't express how happy I really am. So we got a NASCAR Dance Waivers. No, that's not the one I'm insanely happy about, but obviously I've been trying to look for this guy in Walmart, never managed to get any luck. But thankfully the Walmart I wish list came by, even though it's on my local Walmart. It was I don't know how far it was, I'd say, but it's not close to my house. It's not near me or anything. So yeah, NASCAR Day Service. Finally. And now moving to the ones I've been wanting to get the most. We here have Graham. Got him at Walmart. And this is from KC. A shame we don't get many car series releases for this year, but honestly, the fact that we have the Lemons, Graham, and Acer, honestly, that's all I really ask for Cars 2. And then next up we have Acer. Something that's insane is that I managed to find both Graham and Acer and Walmart together, which is, wow. That's just weird, or I don't know. Just a quick view over here of my scores. Alright everybody, now since we have concluded my score section going from Beyblades, Hot Wheels, and Disney cars, before I end off with this video, I just like to say, since I figured I mentioned why I decided to take a break was because I kind of feel like I've been burning out, overwhelmed, and I had college to take care of and stuff, which was more so my priorities, since I really was more so focusing on my interests rather than something I should really focus on, considering it has more of an impact on my future than these interests and stuff. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but I know enough that I know that I'm old enough to know what should I focus on and what should I not really much focus on. So yeah. Now since I showcased my scores and all that, I'd like to mention my next video. So my next video is gonna be my George Newman lines for Fully Moving Hill. Since he asked me if I was interested in doing lines for that character, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, so with that being said, just in conclusion, I'm officially back showcasing my scores for what I've got during my break, and just a quick tease to my next video. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in today's video. Give a like to this video, and if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. You don't have to turn on your notifications if you don't want to, if you're gonna end up getting distracted. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Take care, goodbye.